What if I told you that some of the world's most inspiring people you admire, started with absolutely nothing? No money, no connections, no roadmap, just struggle, just adversity. Sounds impossible, right? But let me ask you, how does someone go from having zero to becoming a hero? How do they rise from the ashes when life keeps knocking them down again and again? Today I'm sharing the real stories of people who turned their pain into purpose, people who turned their struggles into stepping stones. And by the end of this talk, you'll see exactly how you can do the same. So buckle up, because this could change your life forever. Let me start with Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks. Today, Starbucks is everywhere. You see it, you drink it. It's probably part of your daily routine. But here's what you don't see. Howard Schultz grew up in public housing. His family was barely scraping by. He watched his father work dead-end jobs, breaking his body day after day for nothing. And as a boy, Howard made a promise to himself. I'm going to create something better. But life didn't make it easy. When he tried to build Starbucks, he failed, and failed, and failed again. He went to banks for funding, and he was rejected 242 times. Can you even imagine that? 242 times being told, no, this won't work. Now, let me ask you, what would you do after 50 rejections? After 100? After 200? Would you give up? Most people would. But not Howard. He kept going. And because he refused to quit, because he had grit, Starbucks is now a global empire. The lesson here, it's not about where you start. It's about the vision you're willing to fight for. But let's go even deeper. Let me tell you another story. This one gives me chills every time I think about it. Wilma Rudolph. She was born into extreme poverty. The 20th of 22 children. Can you even imagine that? And as if that wasn't hard enough, Wilma contracted polio as a child. Polio left her leg completely paralyzed. Doctors told her she would never walk again. Not in a year, not in a lifetime. Never. But Wilma, she didn't listen. She didn't let their words define her future. With the help of her mother, she worked tirelessly, every single day, just to take one step. And here's where it gets incredible. Wilma didn't just learn to walk. She didn't just learn to run. Wilma Rudolph became the fastest woman in the world. At the 1960 Olympics, she won 3 gold medals in track and field, from a paralyzed leg to the top of the world. So what's the lesson? There's no such thing as an impossible situation. Wilma's story proves this. Adversity doesn't define you. Your response to adversity defines you. Now let me ask you something. What's holding you back right now? Is it fear? Is it failure? Is it the belief that you don't have enough money, enough talent, enough support? Here's the truth. Everyone who's gone from zero to hero felt those same things, of fear, doubt, struggle. But here's the difference. The people who succeed, they make one decision. They decide to keep going, to rise, even when the odds are stacked against them. So how do you rise? How do you go from zero to hero? I'll give you 3 simple steps you can start today. Step number 1, rewrite your story. Stop saying, I can't do this. Stop saying, I'm not good enough. Start asking, how can I do this? Change your language, and you'll change your mindset. It starts with what you tell yourself. Step number 2, focus on one small step. You don't have to figure out your entire life today. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the first step. Wilma Rudolph didn't think about winning gold medals. She focused on walking again. And that first step, it's everything. Step number 3, refuse to give up. Yes, you're going to fail. Yes, you're going to get rejected. But remember Howard Schultz. Remember those 242 rejections. If you keep showing up, success has no choice but to find you. Every single person you admire today, whether it's Howard Schultz, Wilma Rudolph, Oprah Winfrey, or Elon Musk, they all started at zero. But here's the difference. They refuse to stay there. And the good news, you have that same potential inside of you. As Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. So let me ask you, what's your story going to be? Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to take that first step? Because if you start today, right now you're already halfway there. The world needs your story. The only question is,